So again, it's just a conversation.
Well, I would just like to know why it is that the 20 and 30-something-year-old people out here are not choosing traditional lifestyles, raising children. I just don't see that. I know it's anecdotal, but how old are you?
36.
And how old are you?
34.
And
33.
33. And I happen to know you. You are incredible men. You have careers. You all own your own homes, and yet you've chosen to remain single. Why is that?
I blame technology and the stupid phones because it disconnects us from the actual world.
Well, it gives you an illusion of connection is kind of what it is, right? You're able to get your social interaction by chatting with people, but the days of going outside and playing in the yard with friends is over.
Correct.
So, how do you build that intimate relationship over the internet? Even on online dating sites, at the end of the day, you still have to meet that person to really have that intimate relationship. You and I play a lot of online games, or we will, go into chat rooms and things like that. And you can have a deep connection with people. Even we've had conversations with over the phone of people that we've met. But at the end of the day, there's still that element of intimacy that's missing when you haven't met a person face to face.
I totally agree.
But you're getting that social need fulfilled by being able to talk to somebody.
Okay, the problem is for the mothers like me who are waiting for grandchildren, and we don't even see you out dating, and we're wondering, why? How is this possible?
I think it's a societal problem because it's not just, us. It's society as a whole. It's millennials. It's younger people that because the need is being fulfilled in another way, they don't end up having to drive themselves out of the house to go meet that person, right?
Oh, hey, along those same lines, it's this idea of instant gratification. We live in an instant gratification society, right? Now, I just exited a relationship not too long ago, but before that, I didn't date for a long time. And a lot of the reason is that you're not getting yourself out there, right? Because you want somebody to just come up to your door and knock on it and say, hey, I want to date, right? It's that feeling that things should come to me, right? We always bitch about the entitlement. I guess we'll have to bleep that out.
No, but the thing is that you're in your 30s and you're men, so you have a little longer time. But if you're a female also in this age bracket and you're as addicted to this technology and are having the same feelings, your eggs are getting stale.
But here's the thing, females are as well. And I would also couple that with the fact that either male or female, we're going to school. We have a pretty good, environment in the world today, being in the U.S., that you can get going on your career. A lot of people that delay that, want to kind of work through that, end up with a longer period of time in which they're waiting. And then now it's only in their 30s that are like, maybe I should have pulled that trigger back in the 20s.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be retired with a teenager in the house.
And then who's going to do the work? I mean, eventually these have long-term repercussions for your country and the security of your nation.
Well, it's an interesting thing that you mentioned the education component, right? And maybe our listeners can fact check this, but I remember hearing a long time ago that there was one country that had an overpopulation problem, and what they were doing is looking for a way to start decreasing the birth rate. And one of the most successful countries at doing this would probably be the last one you would ever think of, Iran. And what they ended up doing is focusing in on the education of women in order to delay the birth rate. Because women that go and get an education typically end up having children later in life, right? Now, maybe that's something that was an unintended consequence of what we have here in America, right? Education has always been an open forum for either gender. So women are being educated. I know this.
I listen, like you are going to come off as such a chauvinist pig. And
yeah,
all of this.
but
wait a minute. But I'm going to speak as a woman. See, there is something to it because, of course, I'm in my 60s. So when I was a young woman, I was beginning to become aware that if I didn't have children early on, and I wanted to be also highly educated, it was going to be a problem. What do I do? Have my children and then my career? Or do I have my career? Maybe my eggs are getting older. I don't have children. So it's such a a profound situation young women are in. But if you add to that what you're talking about, this technology, which it gives you an unawareness even of your own reproductive biological clock, we could be skipping a whole generation.
Well, the whole thing is being delayed, right?
Well,
and it's an exponential delay, right? So you have the baby boomers that come back, right? They're all back from war. They're getting married, having babies, right?
Right.
Okay. Now those kids then grow up and they tell their kids, "Hey, look, you know what? Go get your career. Go do this. Go do that. Prolong that." Well, then the unintended consequence of all that ends up being that they're being delayed. Right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what is this generation going to do? They're going to prolong it even further.
And maybe it's a continuation of the technology problem, which is technology solves all of our problems. I don't have to have a child right now. I can have a child later in life because technology will solve that problem. A lot of talk, obviously, around surrogates. You have a lot more celebrities that are openly having surrogates and things of that sort, freezing your eggs. Maybe there'll be a technological solution in the future if I really do want to have children.
Right, but it is a question of our time. Well, it was good getting to know you. I'm looking forward to your other audios. Folks tell me that you bring kind of a folksy way of helping people solve some everyday problems in their lives. They call you what do they call the Bash Brothers.
The Bash
Brothers, Tillman and Skip. It's so good to know you. So let's wrap it up and look forward to seeing you next time.